Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for December 26th. I'm live. All righty. December 26th is the 360th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 361st in leap years, with 5 days remaining to the end of the year. In some countries, December 26th is known as Boxing Day. Boxing Day occurs on December 26th unless it occurs on a Sunday, in which case it's transferred to the 27th. This is a holiday celebrated the day after Christmas Day, thus being the second day of Christmastide. It originated as a holiday to give gifts to the poor, but according to Wikipedia, has evolved to more of a shopping holiday. So I'm wondering if you live in or have lived in or know about Boxing Day, let us know in the comments once the live completes and I have comments turned off for the live portion. Today's word is eulogy. Eulogy is a noun that typically refers to a speech or writing in praise of a person, sometimes a thing, most often a speech in honor of a deceased person. Eulogy can also simply mean high praise or commendation. The word eulogy comes to us from Greek. Eu, means well, good, true, or beautiful, and logia, that means words or text or language. So together, these word parts mean good or beautiful words. I'd like to take a moment to mention that links to my research are included in the show notes. Ask you to go ahead and click that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and feel free to share this video with others. You can do that with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. Also, there's a link in the show notes to my This Day in History playlist, and I'll be sure to put a link up in the corner there as well in the iCards. And I believe there is an episode of this from last year, so I'll put that up there also. And with that, we are going to start with the birthday of Frederick II, Holy Roman Emperor. Frederick II, Holy Roman Emperor, born December 26, 1194. He ruled over a large part of Europe from Sicily up through Italy, Germany, and thereabouts. Now, I was a little mixed up when I first saw this, but Holy Roman Emperor is different from the Pope. They're not quite the same thing at all. Frederick was well educated. He spoke 6 languages, and he certainly had his own ideas about things. And his ideas didn't necessarily set well with the Pope, who, by golly, excommunicated him. Frederick II lived to the age of 55. On December 26, 1799, Henry Lee III gave a eulogy in honor of George Washington. And he did this at Congress, in Congress, rather than at Mr. President Washington's funeral. Henry Lee III declared George Washington as first in war, first in peace, and first in the hearts of his countrymen. 4 nuns serving as volunteer nurses on board the USS Red Rover were the first female nurses on U.S. Navy hospital ships on December 26, 1862. Marie and Pierre Curie announced the isolation of radium on December 26, 1898. Oh dear. On December 26th in 1919, Babe Ruth was sold by the Red Sox owner, Harry Frazee, from the Red Sox to the New York Yankees. allegedly establishing the curse of the Bambino superstition. As I mentioned last year, if you think it's just a superstition, I don't know. I don't know. He wasn't happy about it, but he went, and he didn't take it out on him. He played his full capacity, Babe Ruth. What a guy. This is the birthday of comedian Alan King, born December 26, 1927. As a comedian, he's known for kind of a satiric wit, what you could call angry, humorous rants. He also acted in movies and television shows, wrote books, produced films, and so on. He served as an inspiration to other comedians such as Joan Rivers, Jerry Seinfeld, Billy Crystal, and others. Alan King lived to the age of 76. This is the birthday of Caroll Spinney, born December 26, 1933. He was a puppeteer, cartoonist, author, and speaker, but what he's most famous for is for playing Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch on Sesame Street. He did that from the time Sesame Street began in 1969 until 2018. And then he passed away the following year, 2019, at the age of 85. On December 26, 1941, President Franklin Roosevelt signed a bill establishing the fourth Thursday in November as Thanksgiving Day in the United States. The last Soviet troops withdrew from North Korea on December 26, 1948. Oh my goodness, the Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand, and I Saw Her Standing There were released in the United States on December 26, 1963, marking the beginning of Beatlemania on an international level. I've placed a link to I Want to Hold Your Hand in the show notes, and there's a studio version and the live version from the Ed Sullivan Show. The live version from the Ed Sullivan Show is pretty lively for sure, and it really shows the spirit, strength, and passion of Beatlemania, but it's really hard to actually hear this song because the girls are screaming. It's crazy. I remember this from when I was a little girl myself, a little girl. These were teenagers that were screaming at the Beatles. But I loved the Beatles and their music just like everyone else. And I was so excited that they were going to be on the Ed Sullivan Show, but quite irritated at those silly girls screaming. You couldn't hear the music. It was crazy. So I found the studio version. That's what's linked below for you. Anyway, the excitement of those screaming girls was a very good example of Beatlemania. The first Kwanzaa was celebrated on December 26, 1966. A vessel known as the Tu-144 was the world's first commercial supersonic aircraft, surpassing Mach 2. Mach 2. Mach is the speed of sound, and Mach 2 would be twice that. The Tu-144 was introduced on December 26, 1975. The Tu-144 was a Soviet supersonic that was used as passenger airliner. It only ran passenger service for about 3 years, but continued then to fly cargo until 1983. The Tu-144 made its final flight in 1999, and after that, surviving aircraft were put on display or into storage. Speaking of Soviet matters, the Soviet Union was formally dissolved on December 26, 1991, officially ending the Cold War. On December 26, 1999, 4 armed Islamic group hijackers seized control of an Air France flight number 8969. When the plane landed at Marseille, a French gendarme assault team boarded the aircraft and killed the hijackers. And goodness gracious, with the earthquakes on December 26th. There was a 6.6 in Iran in 2003, a 9.1 to 9.3 range magnitude in the Indian Ocean in 2004 that caused one of the largest ever observed tsunamis and killed hundreds of thousands of people, and a series of earthquakes in the high 6s to 7 magnitude range off the coast of Taiwan in, I failed to get the year for that. I think it was 2009. Doggone it, I failed to get the year for that. But 3 major earthquakes on December 26th in various years. Also, on December 26, 2015, just a few years ago, there was a tornado outbreak in the area around here, what we call the DFW Metroplex. This one was moreover toward Dallas, east of where I live. This outbreak went on for more than a day. And, I might mention it again tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for us today. Hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. Always do. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Let's just see if there's anything else I need to remember to tell you. Oh, yeah, remember about the playlist. It is already in the show notes, and I'll be sure to put it up in the iCards along with what else? Along with last year's episode. And I think that's it. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I know I did also. We were grateful and happy to receive some very thoughtful gifts. Yeah, we sure did. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.